A MetaNet client is software that runs on end-user computers. When a user of an application needs to install a MetaNet client for that application to work, they will be prompted with a pop-up asking them to install the client software on their computer and run it. In this example, I will be using the to-do list application, which is a basic MetaNet demo incorporating tokenization and user data encryption. We'll also create a couple of Bitcoin transactions. As a user who has never used the MetaNet, I am greeted with this pop-up asking me to install the MetaNet client, which is required by this application. Clicking the button here, I'm able to download the software onto my computer. In this case, I'm running macOS. And I'll just go ahead and run the software. You should drag it to your applications folder if you're on macOS. Just do it how you normally do for software on your computer. Launching the program, of course, dismissing this pop-up, which is for all macOS applications, is a similar thing on Windows, brings us to the MetaNet client's user interface. It prompts me for my phone number, which I will enter, and I'm then sent a code through text message. Retrieving this code, 364866, allows the MetaNet client to determine whether I am a new user or an existing user. New users will just need to enter a password a second time and save a recovery key. As an existing user, I'll just go ahead and log in. Logging in immediately closes the prompt that was showing up behind that application and brings me to my dashboard where I can see all of my actions that I've taken across all my different applications and everything else the MetaNet client has to offer. I'll tab back over to the application here, and now it looks like it's ready to use. So I can create a new to-do list item. So I'll just say test task, and I'll put in, say, 5,000 Satoshis or so. Locking up the 5,000 Satoshis from my MetaNet client requires me to authorize the action. So it pops back up here. This is software that runs on my computer and can pop up over any application to request user authorization for things like creating Bitcoin transactions. So I'll approve the action here, it goes away, and it looks like the to-do list item has now been added to the application. Refreshing, it looks like the state persisted, and there's the action with 5,000 Satoshis. So marking this as complete would return the 5,000 Satoshis back into my MetaNet balance. I'll go ahead and complete this, and speaking of the MetaNet balance, I can bring up the MetaNet client again here, and I can now see that I've created two new Bitcoin transactions. One which is, around 5,000, and the other one is just under 5,000 as we return it back and pay the miners their transaction fees. So the Bitcoin transactions are here, they've been created, and that's how a user can get started with the MetaNet. Without knowing anything about Bitcoin, they just want to use an application, and they see a pop-up on their computer telling them that this application requires certain software. They install that software, create an account, and speaking of the user balance, it tops up immediately when the user creates their account for the first time. We, as the people who create the MetaNet client, provide the user with some initial amount of Bitcoin SV, which they need in order to interact with their applications at the beginning. And after a certain amount of time, their balance will run out, and they will be prompted to enter their credit card information, maybe spend $10, and $10 of BSV is going to allow a user to take, thousands of actions on the MetaNet across different applications, engage with micropayments, and participate in this new system. That's an overview of the MetaNet client. Thank you for watching.